Please welcome John Pyron.
Thank you. Thank you. What a great looking group of people. So back in 1991, our country put together one of the greatest basketball teams ever in the history of mankind. Those of you that remember the Dream Team representing us in the 1992 Olympics will recall that they were unbelievably dominating everyone. 30, 40, 50 points a game with an average of 43.8. And what's interesting, the two co-captains, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, used to like to hang out with the number one basketball player of all time, the great Michael Jordan. And the next day they were set to play Spain. And during practice they said, hey, we're dominating these people. Let's go out on the town and have a great time. So here we are, the evening comes around, and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson are looking around for Michael. They're like, Michael, where'd Michael go? Finally, after talking to a bunch of people, they found Michael Jordan in the practice facility after practicing all day, shooting hoops, doing layups, doing his own private workout. And they look at him and they go, dude, what are you doing? We're going to go. And he's like, I'm not done with my workout. I'll be with you after I'm finished. They go, come on, man, you're the greatest basketball player of all time. We're dominating everybody. Why are you doing this? And you know what? His response was probably the best business idea I've ever heard. I've taught it to hundreds of business owners, and it's this. Here's what he said. I am not competing against you. I'm not competing against you. I'm not competing against the team tomorrow. I'm competing against me. And the reason I work out every single day is so I can become one simple step better than I was today. Now, what's interesting is there's a secret I know about every single one of you in this room. And that's this. You have no competition either. See, I went on Google last night and I looked up, I said, okay, how many people are on planet Earth? And Google came back with 7.442 billion people. Now, to give you an idea of how much a billion is, 1 million seconds of time is 12 days. 1 billion seconds of time is 32 years. And we're talking out of 7.442 billion, you're the only one that has your fingerprints. Think about that. And so what that tells me is you're unique. You have a special gift and a talent that only you can do. See, it's all about mindset. And one of the mindsets of a champion is that there's always room to grow. How many of you would agree with that statement? How many of you believe that you have potential inside you right now to perform at a higher level than the level you've been performing at? Can I see your hands, please? Me too. And one of the things I really, really liked about Michael Jordan was what he did every single off season. Because when you're the greatest, like we're celebrating the top 50 companies in Sacramento here. The greatest companies. So how do you go from great to greatest? Well, here's what he taught. Every single off season, he would go back and he would watch hours and hours of his film, taking notes, jotting down little things about his game that he wanted to improve. And he would get this big old long list, and then through a process of deduction, would narrow it down to one thing. Not 20 things, not 30 things, one thing. Then he would go out and find the trainers, he would find the coaches, he would find all the resources he could muster, and the entire off season would focus on that one thing. And so one year it was his left hand. And that's all he did the entire off season, was focus on his left hand. The next year it was his strength training. And that's all he did the entire off season, was focus on that one thing. And see, it was that discipline, it was that focused intensity in that system that made Michael Jordan not only great, but greater every single year. So what about you and I? See, we're now 7 months and 9 days into the year. What if you went home tonight? Imagine if you went home tonight over the next couple of days and you went back over the last 7 months and 9 days and said, what's my game like? What did I do? What have I accomplished? And you made a list of all the little things that you would like to improve in any area of your life. Let's just focus on business, because that's what we're here to talk about. In your business, what are all the little things that you could focus on improving, and then through a process of elimination, whittle that down to the biggest thing, the number one thing that you as an individual can work on to make the biggest impact in your business? What would that be like? And then so here's what I want you to do. I want you to go home and I want you to do that. And then what I want you to do is 4 things. Number 1, I want you to go out and find 5 books on that subject. Whatever that one thing is for you, 5 books on that subject. Number 2 is I want you to find 3 audios or videos on that subject. And then number 3 is I want you to go out and find a workshop or seminar that you need to go and pay money to and get away so you can work on you. And then last but not least, so you are held accountable and you have the best chance of really making a leap, I want you to go out and find the coach, the mentor, whoever. You got to have respect for them. You got to be able to fire them if they're not worth anything. But find somebody that you can really, that'll force you to play a bigger game. So Michael Jordan did. Now, if you really want to put this on steroids, because we got the top 50 greatest companies here, go back and teach this to your management team. Go back and share this with every single one of your employees. Can you imagine if every single person in your organization understood what their own natural gifts and talents are, that they're unique, and they have one thing that they're going to focus on for the next 4 months and 3 weeks. It's about how much time we got left in this year, right? Imagine if you went and did that. Where would you be this time at the end of the year? See, it's all about what level you're going to play at on a regular basis. And to test where you are right now, to give kind of a test right now, let's take an inventory of where you're at as far as what level you're currently playing at. And so do this exercise with me, and I'm going to close with this. We're going to play a little game called What Level Exercise. I'm going to say good afternoon. We are in the afternoon, right? Yep. I'm going to say good afternoon. And I want you to respond with good afternoon. And we're going to call that a level 6 on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of energy and enthusiasm. Does everybody understand the instructions? Right? Are you ready? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Awesome. You guys did great. In fact, you're the best group I've had all day. Okay? And so let's raise the intensity a little bit. A little bit more energy, a little bit more enthusiasm. We'll call this a level 8. Are you ready? Are you ready? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Awesome. All right. Last level. Full intensity, level 10, full out. Keep in mind, we're getting ready to list off the top 50 fastest growing companies in Sacramento, and we want to give them we want to play at a level 10, so all the energy in the room is raised high when we go to celebrate these people. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. Give yourselves a round of applause. Fantastic. Okay. Close this down. First, you played at a level 6. Then you played at a 10. First a 6 and then a 10. Here's the question I have for you. And the more honest you are with this question will determine the effort you're going to put in over the next 4 weeks or 4 months and 3 weeks. And that's this. Over the last 7 months and 8 days, because this day is not over, as you've been showing up in your business or your work, if you don't own the company here, what level have you been playing at? Now, there's a lot of you in this room, a lot like me, and there's a lot of people in the fastest growing companies, you play at a high level all the time. And then there are some of you in here going, God dang, you got me there, man. Let me ask it a different way. Over the last 7 months and 8 days, as you've been showing up in the relationships that are the most important to you, your wife, your spouse, husband, significant other, your kids, your family, what level have you been playing at? What about your health and fitness, your finance? What level have you been playing at? See, I believe in order to play at the highest level possible, you can't just focus on one area of your life. You have to be 100% in every area of your life. The biggest mistake is to be striving for balance. It's about being 100% when I'm with my kid, when I'm with my spouse, when I'm doing my work. It's about being 100% in every area. That's how people like Michael Jordan and you 50 people are able to make that list. And so, in order to play at a high level, you got to get yourself to do two things. Number one, you need to expand your comfort zone. Not get out of it. You should already be out of your comfort zone. You should be running really hard all the time. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. But you expand it. Make it even more uncomfortable. Make it to where you stretch even further. And then the second thing is you need to take some new action. And I've given you a couple of things to take action on today. And the question I have for you is this. How many of you are going to take those two things I gave you today and take action on it? Can I see your hands? Fantastic. Go out and make it happen.